You're about to hear a chapter from the Hidden Reich, a book that exposes how the Nazi regime did not end in 1945. It transformed, adapted, and continued to govern through new institutions under new names with the help of Western allies. My name is Dr. Bodo Schiffmann. I'm a physician, researcher, and truth teller forced into exile for challenging official narratives in medicine, media, and modern history. This book is not speculation. It's based on public records, declassified documents, and undeniable patterns. The very same Nazi officials and ideologies who shaped Hitler's Reich were later integrated into the foundation of the European Union, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and the post-war German state. They were protected, rebranded, and often promoted by Western intelligence agencies, corporate interests, and political leaders more afraid of communism than of fascism. The Hidden Reich is not just about history. It's about the system we're all living under, not only in Germany. A managed democracy where power is hidden, truth is suppressed, and real sovereignty has been replaced by global technocracy. You can get the full English book and the e-book at bodo-buch.de, and we deliver worldwide. Order it before it's censored. Now, what is the next chapter about? Chapter 16 is about Rockefeller McCloy and the controlled republic. Germany didn't rise from the ashes. It was rebuilt by bankers. The Hidden Reich uncovers how the Rockefeller dynasty and their man on the ground, John J. McCloy, shaped post-war Germany. McCloy pardoned Nazis, war criminals, IG Farben, built the BND with ex-SS under CIA control, handpicked media owner and legal scholars, and protected industrialists who fueled Auschwitz. He wasn't a liberator, he was a governor for transatlantic capital. Retweet and send these video broadcasts to people who have influence, like Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, Real Stu Peters, and Elon Musk. Chapter 16, Rockefeller McCloy and the Transatlantic Order, the silent architect of the Federal Republic of Germany. 16.1, Power without a mandate. If there is one family whose influence on the 20th century was more discreet but more lasting than that of most heads of state, this is the Rockefeller dynasty. Through economic dominance, Standard Oil chased Manhattan Bank, philanthropic organizations like the Rockefeller Foundation, and foreign policy think tanks such as the Council on Foreign Relations, they shaped the ideological, economic, and geopolitical direction not only of the USA, but also of post-war Western Europe. In Germany, this influence became a formative reality, particularly through John J. McCloy, a close confidant of the Rockefellers and US High Commissioner in the Federal Republic. 16.2, before the war, Rockefeller, IG Farben, and the Transatlantic Capital Network. Standard Oil and IG Farben, an alliance. As early as the 1920s and 1930s, Standard Oil, the most powerful of the Rockefeller companies, cooperated with the German chemical giant IG Farben. This alliance included patent exchange in the field of synthetic fuels, e.g. for the German Air Force, cartel agreements on market sharing, strategic cooperation in the development of resources essential to the war effort. IG Farben was a central player in the production of Zyklon B, the poison gas of Auschwitz. The Rockefeller Foundation in parallel funded medical research in Germany, including at the Kaiser Wilhelm Institute, which was linked to Nazi human experimentation. See Proctor, Racial Hygiene, 1988. They were the ones who brought these all eugenic things in movement. 16.3, during the war, networks and information dominance. CFR and the planning of the post-war order during the Second World War, the Council of Foreign Relations was effectively the foreign policy planning office of the US elite. Funded by the Rockefeller Foundation, among others, it developed the War and Peace Studies in close cooperation with the US State Department, a comprehensive program aimed at shaping the world order following the foreseeable victory over the Axis power. The objectives formulated therein: control over resource areas, oil, metals, agricultural land, securing strategic military bases, development of democratically legitimized but de facto governed nation states. Germany was at the center of these considerations as a future buffer state against the Soviet Union. 16.4, after the war. McCloy, BND, ties to the West and impunity. John J. McCloy, the most powerful man in Germany. As the US High Commissioner for Germany 1949 till 1952, McCloy was the de facto sovereign of Western Germany. His biography shows his key position. He was the president of the Chase Manhattan Bank, Rockefeller owned. He was board member of Standard Oil, AT&T, and Council on Foreign Relations. He was member of the advisory board of the Rockefeller Brothers Fund, and he was chief advisor to the Warren Commission. In Germany, McCloy decided of the pardoning of 77 convicted Nazi perpetrators, including war criminals from the IG Farben trials, on the reintegration of former Nazis in administration, business and justice, on the development of the BND under Reinhard Gehlen with direct CIA and Rockefeller Foundation collusion, on the granting of licenses to reliable media companies. He was not a representative of the world conscience, but a governor of the US industrial elite tasked with creating an effective, American-oriented regulatory state in Europe. 16.5. Ideological reorganization through re-education and WHO. Rockefeller Foundation as an education and health architect. The Rockefeller Foundation was instrumental in building up West Germany post-war institutions, financing of chairs in law, medicine, and sociology, promotion of re-education programs not for reappraisal, but for Western integration, reappraisal. Development of the WHO and standardization of international health norms. For example, the vaccination sector was influenced by committees that emerged from Rockefeller-affiliated circle and early technocratic control of public health that excluded democratic participation. 16.6. Evaluation. The silent command center of democracy. The influence of the Rockefeller is evident, not in public governance, but in shaping the structural conditions of power. Not through conspiracies, but through networks, money flows, and institutional access. Not with bold symbols, but with concrete results. Impunity for IG Farben managers, re-employment of Nazi lawyers like Lobke, Lammerschule, development of a security state with CIA, BND interface, and a Western integration based on economic control. Rockefeller, the Council on Foreign Relations, and McCloy did not establish a dictatorship, but they hindered a genuine democracy rebirth. What you've just heard is not a theory. It is documented history that has been hidden in plain sight. If we fail, and we is all of us, also in the USA, in Great Britain, in France, in Spain, wherever, If we fail to confront the roots of our current system, we will repeat its darkest chapters. The Hidden Reich is more than a book. It's a warning, it's a call to awareness and a tool for liberation. Please help me spread this knowledge, share the chapters, talk about the content and question the narratives we've been taught. You can order the full English book and support my independent work at bodo-buch.de, and please also spread this information and these video chapters to people who can reach more people in the world, like Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, Stu Peters, Vigilant Fox, Elon Musk. And thank you for listening, and thank you for standing on the side of the truth. May God bless us all, and may God protect us all.